Hello everyone, Coaster Collection here, and in this video I'll be reviewing Twister at Knoebels in Elysburg, Pennsylvania. Twister is a built-in house coaster. The project to make Twister began in 1998 and opened in the following year of 1999. Twister was inspired by Mr. Twister at Elitch Gardens. When Elitch Gardens was relocated between 1994 and 1995, Mr. Twister was left to sit. The Knoebels family wanted to preserve the spirit of Mr. Twister, and so the Knoebels family purchased the blueprints for it. This, however, could not be a one-for-one replicated because of space and terrain constraints for the plot of land Knoebels was going to use. For this ride, designer John Fetterman created a modified version of the original Mr. Twister layout, compacting the ride but preserving the highlights of the original. The ride uses PTC trains. Let's get into the stats and its layout. Twister reaches a max height of 100.5 feet and speed of 51.5 miles per hour. The ride uses 3,900 feet of track throughout its layout. But how does it stack up to other wooden coasters? Let's find out by talking about the layout. Twister starts out with a split lift hill. The first brings you up partially before dropping into a 180-degree turn with some decent laterals. You then go up the second lift hill where you're treated to a nice view of the park before dropping into another 180-degree turn with good laterals. You then go into the 90-foot drop going through some of the structure, creating a nice head chopper effect. You then go into the turnaround, and if you're in the front you'll get some good airtime. Then after the turnaround you drop down, giving some decent floater airtime before making your way up to the signature double helix of the ride. The double helix has a good sense of speed and offers good laterals, and most importantly is fun. You then go up a hill and down into a low to the ground turn with a long bunny hill maintaining a good sense of speed but not much else. You then go into another bunny hill, this time getting a quick burst of airtime. You then go into an underground tunnel where the ride photo is taken. This element is a surprise, and I personally love things like this. Exiting the tunnel, you get a burst of airtime before dropping again, offering another burst of airtime before hitting the brake run, concluding the ride. Now for some final things to note before I give this coaster a score. This coaster is remarkably smooth for a wooden coaster with this type of layout. Typically, you would think a coaster with a layout that focuses on twists and turns and emphasizing laterals would get rough over time. But the Knoebels family does an amazing job retracking their coasters and maintaining all their rides. This makes Twister very re-rideable. Knoebels has some of the fastest operations in the world, so you won't have to wait long. Twister also provides awesome night rides, since when you're in its structure at night, you won't be able to see much where you're going. Twister has good pacing with only maybe one dead spot after the double helix. So what would I rate Twister? Personally, I would give it an 8 out of 10. It has a good layout and has good elements throughout, just nothing to push it to the very top tier. Overall, I would say that Twister is a very underrated coaster and not talked about as much. For everyone watching, if you enjoyed my review, please consider giving it a like. And for a collection of ever-growing coaster videos, subscribe to Coaster Collection. Thank you for watching.